Put the song Green River by Among Us. That didn't.
Perdona.
¿Son
no te he
putas?
entendido.
¿El ser son putas de Green River? Hostia. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, if you know a bit of Spanish, you would have understood that. Pon la canción Green River de Among Us.
Lo siento, no te he entendido.
They don't like this band. Pon la canción Green River de Among Us.
Lo siento,
Among
no
Us.
te he entendido.
Fucking. Hola, ¿me puedes poner la canción Green River del grupo Among Us? I dare YouTube to copyright me on my own band's music. Come on. Okay, here's what happens when you actually read instructions. You figure out how things actually work. What the fuck is this shit? Stupid freaking Bad Bunny, some bullshit like that. Fuck off. Shut up. Oh, it's horrible. Alright, how we doing? Welcome to DGM Garage for the first time in a long time. Apart from the shorts, I've put a couple of shorts up on the last couple of days explaining a bit why. Yes, unfortunately here. So unfortunately, yeah, here's the old girl sitting exactly untouched since the last video. Just pretty much it's a good storage room, full stop right now. Just things have been a bit crazy around here, and yeah, unfortunately not got time for it. Hopefully very soon get back to it. In the meantime, I thought, well, why not put out a bit of content of that could be interesting, could be useful maybe to somebody. All right, so 2009 Seat Leon 1.9 TDI. Great car, great engine, 1.9 TDI. I do not like diesels, but this diesel is just unreal. 340,000 kilometers. I'll explain that now. Flawless, the car just drives flawlessly, not a sound, drives amazingly. But air conditioning issue, they quoted he's a good friend of mine, they quoted him about €1,500 to, they just said, oh, air compressor's bad, we're going to do air compressor, the condenser, all the tubes and that, everything pretty much, and regas it. I think it's about €1,500 quote. And they quoted everything except for one thing. And I said to him, let me check the car out, because the symptoms don't add up. They don't add up. I don't think it's compressor. It's a leak somewhere. And exactly, yeah. So they quoted him everything except for the evaporator, which is in there. I'll throw some images in now. I've had to pull the whole dash out. I've done the evaporator, which is here, the old one. See, it was leaking there. Along the bottom was leaking gas. You can probably see the bit the green. So I also done obviously all the cabin filter, and whilst I was at it, I said, well, let's do the heater core to prevent any further issues and not have to pull the dash out again. Yes, I bought those cool, because the car came to me without any gas. It's pretty handy. I never used them. The kits on Amazon with the canned gas, yeah, with the dye in it, so I could see the leaks, and it worked great. I looked around here, there was absolutely nothing. And then when I moved the car after having the air on, which by the way went really well with that gas, when I moved the car out of the way, there's a big puddle under the car, and I was seeing green remnants inside the puddle. So automatically I said, well, evaporator. And yeah, right now I've regassed it with another one of them cans, and it's working fine. I can't smell the gas where I could smell it before, so I think that's fixed. But I'm just test driving it for a couple of days, make sure the heater core doesn't leak, make sure there's no gas leaks. So so it's still all pulled apart. Long story short, I've also not put the radio in, the center console, quite a few other things, because the owner says, now that you have it, you're going to be a while. I've been wanting to modernize the car a bit for a long time, so why don't we just chuck an Android screen in there? Okay, let's go check it out. Now here's where the custom comes in handy, is a table. Alright, so firstly, I've got it pretty specifically for, specifically for a South Leon Mk2. So it comes with the frame, some screws, I'm not sure what that's about yet. Let's see what's in here. Now, the owner doesn't know. I wanted to surprise him with the cameras. They're 360 cameras. So one up front, one up back, and two on the mirrors to do the 360 thing. I sent him the link for this one because it was pretty much the only one I found that in theory was compatible with 360 cameras. We'll see. So right now I'm going to do kind of a first installation, but then once I have the cameras, I don't know if it'll be the same video or another video. We'll do a second video with the installation of the cameras and see if it's really compatible. Okay. So, what have we got? Owner's manual, yeah, nobody reads that. I might have to, but yeah. That's just like warranty or something. Alright, shitload of cables. Now, very important. It's not in here. What do you got here? Hold on. That's one USB. Another USB. I don't know if they have different functions. I don't know. What's this? That's all your line out to maybe extra screens. That's probably for the microphone. Reverse camera. Hold on, but on here we have front camera on this other one. I'll have to figure out that. Yeah, okay, all that. More cables. What's this? Oh, that's the antenna. What's the blue wire for? Don't know. Okay, that's that. What's this fella? I have no idea. RCA right, RCA left. Are these probably the side cameras? I don't know. I have to figure that out. The camera now, but I won't be using this one because here in Spain, when we do our ITVs, MOTs, which have some pretty stupid rules. You get it's a roadworthy inspection. If your reverse camera has lights on it, you don't get your MOT because they light up when you put reverse in, and they say that you can't have that. So pretty much this camera is useless here in Spain. You have to get night vision ones without the lights. So anyway, so I bought the whole 360 camera kit, and I'm quite sure I got them without lights. So yeah, that probably won't be used. I don't know about the wires in there. This is the main harness for the factory South Volkswagen harness. This is the important part. I got this specific for this car, for South Leon. It's got Canbus. In theory, I should be seeing on-screen all car information like opening doors, climate control, all that kind of stuff. So let's see how that goes. Oh, and also for the buttons on your steering wheel to work. microphone. What's this? Oh, that must be GPS antenna. Alright. Shit, I'm surprised how big it is. Usually these modern Androids are a lot thinner. I don't know why this one's so big. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Okay, well, I'm a bit confused because I kind of like the whole flat screen one. This one's got, it goes in and it's got buttons. I think the buttons is good in case the screen ever dies or whatever. At least you can turn it on and off and control the volume and that. And with the CarPlay, well, you can still control all your music and all your stuff. But the ad was a bit confusing because I did see a photo of one like this, but there was also the flat screen, like a flat screen one. So I'm a bit confused by that, but anyway, it is what it is. Pretty decent size. That's a 9-inch double D. Okay, let's move on. All right, so yeah, there you have it. It's got I won't take the plastic off until I'll probably be using the car a few days too, because by the way, there will be on my channel, my other channel, DGM Car Care, my detailing channel. Once all of this is done and sorted and make sure it's all working, make sure the AC and the heat is working, there's no leaks in that, I'm going to be doing a quick detail on this on my other channel. So I'll most likely put them up together. So if you're watching this and you want to watch the detailing one, I'll put a link somewhere up here in the corner, and or also down in the description over at DGM Car Care. Okay, on my other channel. That way you see both my channels. I can't wait to detail this. It will mainly be outside. I think inside I'm just going to give it a quick vacuum, and because this is kind of a gift to the detailing, because I wanted to do a video. I've been wanting to detail this car for a long time. It's because it's a very interesting color. By the way, if they ever quote you, if you ever have a evaporator break on you and they quote you 1,500 euro, whatever, it's well worth it. I mean, it's, in fact, most garages will say no, they don't want to do that job. It's just, it's a real pain in the ass, and it's risky. It's risky because you can have noises and squeaks and that in the dust once it's done. I've been driving and it's fine. The only thing I've got, for some reason, airbag issue. I've got an airbag light on. I've been extremely careful with all the airbag stuff, but it is true, the first time I plugged the battery in, I didn't realize it had this passenger airbag light here, and I hadn't plugged it in. It might be because of that. I plugged it in and it hasn't cleared itself, but I might have to clear it on diagnosis. Anyway, let's get to the point. All right. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's figure this out. Got the head unit. Now, okay, so I imagine, you guys still there? I imagine this is the main one we need, the main harness with the Canbus. Okay. Okay, yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna try just with this harness right now. Probably antenna as well. Hold on, antenna. It's got this fella. I imagine this blue cable is to power a power antenna, which doesn't exist since 1873. Why have we got two? Got two antenna power sources. Why? Just randomly try one. Antenna. 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 Okay. Now, what I will do is take these screws off. In fact, I'll do that. Now this head unit actually comes with holes that I believe to be correct and exact for this model. Let's find out. Alright, so this goes into the main harness, which goes something like that. Plug it in. I don't know if you guys are seeing me there. Right now I think that's just about all we need to see if this works and powers up. Okay, right away. The key's not in, so something's not right there. But we'll figure that out now. I'll just put one little screw in there for it to not fall. Oh yeah, it looks like the holes line up. It looks like the holes line up. Hold on. Okay, so we have power. And we have antenna by the looks of it. I can't stay too long on a channel because I'll probably get copyright strike. Alright, what else? Canbus. Canbus. Let's figure this out. Hold on, it's working without the key in it. You see the key, we've got Canbus. Nothing. And in theory, we should have doors in, opening and closing. No, we don't. Okay, hold on, something's wrong here. I'm gonna check the wiring. Alright, so here's what happens when you actually read instructions. You figure out how things actually work. What the fuck is this shit? Stupid freaking Bad Bunny, some bullshit like that. Fuck off. Shut up. Oh, it's horrible. Alright, so I've changed the antenna over. Let's see if that makes any difference and not have to listen to that stupid. What's going on there? I was touching them. Same sort of thing. It might be because we're indoors. I'm gonna have to try that outside. There's no difference from inside to outside. Alright. Alright, hold on. Now, I've just figured out, I've just tried it, but I put it back how it was to show you guys. Right now, key's here. It's not in the ignition. I remember, yeah, well, on older radios you used to have a wire it in and that, but I just figured it out. First of all, from the Canbus, I'm gonna have to put the volume down and turn this off, turn it off. From the Canbus, where is it? we have this other wire coming. That's the actual signal wire from the Canbus. So I have to put that in. It's a 8 pin. Where's 8 pin? This fella. Down here. There. And also, I've also figured out why it still has power without the key. There's a connector here that says no with Canbus connected. So we disconnect that. And now, okay, power's gone. Slide this back in here. Get in there. Get in there. What's it there? Can you guys see that there? Not really, right? Alright, key. Voila. Look, doors open, seat belts, all that kind of stuff. Cool. Let's see. Good. Door open. What if I hit the volume buttons? Oh, we have steering wheel. You can't see that there, but actually, oh, there you just saw it. It says volume because of the car. Hold on. There you have it. I'm doing that with the steering wheel. And I'm changing channel with the steering wheel. Cool. Alright, give me a moment. See if I can configure like Carplay, Android Auto or Carplay, whatever that is. See how that works. Alright, so first, what I'm going to do is really put this really low. Because I don't want copyright strike. Okay, I've got Android Auto. I don't know what this is. Carplay. I don't know. I get them confused. Does anybody know the difference between them all? I've got it configured via the Bluetooth. This is my phone right now. So if I go here, that's actually the background on my phone. That yeah, my apps and that. YouTube Music, which is sounding right now. I'm going to put that even lower. I don't want copyright. Although I don't think I have any problems with this band. Hold on. Yeah, this is the maps off my phone. This is virtually a mirror of everything on my phone. I think, how does this work? Put the song Green River by Among Us. That didn't.
Perdona.
¿Son
No te he
putas?
entendido.
It said son putas de Green River? Hostia. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, if you know a bit of Spanish, you would have understood that. Okay, because I put it in Spanish already. Because the owner is Spanish. I should maybe talk to it in Spanish, okay. Pon la canción Green River de Among Us.
Lo siento, no te he entendido.
They don't like this band. Pon la canción Green River de Among Us.
Lo siento,
Among
no
Us.
te he entendido.
Fucking. Hola, ¿me puedes poner la canción Green River del grupo Among Us? Thinking about it. I was literally just trying this without, and it was working fine. Hola, ¿me puedes poner la canción Green River del grupo Among Us? It's not hearing me. The thing is, I've been trying it with it. It's got an inbuilt mic here. You see that? There's an inbuilt mic, and it was hearing me. In fact, I had somebody call me while I was connected, and they said they could hear me perfectly. So I thought I might not need...
Ha habido un error de conexión. Inténtalo de nuevo.
Ah, okay, I know what's going on. Yeah, I've got bad internet signal in here with the doors closed. Okay. Alright, then it's not the microphone. It's it. What I was saying, I don't think I'll need to install this other mic, which is very cool because it's pretty ugly and doesn't look very factory. Let's see if it picks me up now. ¿Me puedes poner la canción Green River del grupo Among Us?
Vaya, ha habido un error de conexión.
No.
Inténtalo de nuevo.
It says it has an connection issue. So that's, yeah, that's because of the internet. But hold on, I'm just going to open the door a second. Alright, let's try now. I put my phone over by the door. Hola, ¿me puedes poner la canción Green River del grupo Among Us?
Vaya, ha habido un error de conexión. Inténtalo de nuevo.
Oh, fucking the phone coverage here is horrible. Hola, ¿me puedes poner la canción Green River del grupo Among Us?
Perfecto. Te pongo Green River de Among Us en YouTube Music.
Oh, lovely. Why isn't it coming up split screen like before? Well, if I dare YouTube to copyright me on my own band's music. Come on. Among Us, I'll tag it up here. That's my band, Among Us. I say Among Us because for the thing to understand me, because it's in Spanish. So yeah, YouTube, I dare you to copyright strike me on my own band's music. I dare you. Anyway. If you like this, I'll put a link up here to my band, Among Us. Anyway, why can't I get... What's that? Is that split screen? There it is. Cool. Awesome. That's great. So yeah, that's Android Auto or Carplay, whatever you want to call it. Good news, I thought I had to configure the Canbus, but by the looks of it I don't. So I'm on my phone here, but if I exit that, but I've still got the Android Auto in the background, so it still reproduces the music. I think it's still control the volume. Yeah, good, excellent. Now, Canbus. What do we got? Canbus here. Got doors. That's seat belt and the handbrake. Okay. Door open again. And I'd like to find out. I'll do that in my own time and then without the camera, and then once it's done I'll show you. I like to configure the screen, the setup. Well, I have figured out there's a couple of modes up here. Or if you press on that star, it changes the theme a bit, but there's only like 3 or 4 themes. Hold on. Yeah, Canbus. Let's see what else. I'm pretty sure AC should... There you go. So I'm pressing the AC up here. AC, cool. If I change the positions, oh, excellent. You seeing that? This is wicked. I'm getting all of it up here on the screen. This is awesome. Temperature. Oh yeah. Getting the exact temperatures there. 26, 27. Yeah, cool. Excellent. But I think you can't control it from there. That would have been cool. Okay, turn this off. Oh, by the way, that's sorted. Cool. What else we got here? Okay, hold on. So there's no camera in right now, but cool. I put reverse in, and it automatically goes to the reverse camera. Now I believe I've seen videos about this. Because it goes through the Canbus, all I have to do is pass the wire back to, so yeah, connect the cameras up, but I don't think I have to power it from the rear. I think it should power it from the Canbus, which would be awesome, because I think it has the reverse lights on the tailgate, which would be a bit of a pain in the ass. Anyway, we'll find out once we have the cameras. I'm guessing that might have something to do with the 360 compatibility. We'll find out. Okay, that's cool. Okay, now how do I go back? Okay, just taking reverse out. Oh, I can get in trouble for that. It's Caius. I think I will get a copyright on that. Goes back to Android Auto. So if we go back to the main. Alright, if you do have problems with the Canbus, it depends on your car. I have been seeing videos about it. You go to settings, somewhere around here. Of course, it's in Spanish, I'm sorry guys. I should maybe switch it to English. In case you want to be reading it. Yeah, okay. I'll switch it to English, and then I'll turn it back to Spanish. If you do have issues and once you've plugged it all in right, it's not working right, I believe you go here to original car. Each radio's, it's usually 4 zeros or 4 8s. I tried 4 zeros on this one and it was right. Now on your Canbus, on the actual little box, there's the name of the Canbus. Mine was raised, for example, and here you have all your brands and that. Yeah, but mine's automatically working fine with the factory setting, raise VW, sorry. And in fact, I'm not even seeing South, because South is Volkswagen, well, I imagine. Okay, yeah, you select that and choose your car, and then everything, all the Canbus stuff should work. So yeah, this is pretty cool. That's done. Yeah, you got all kinds of settings here. Hold the video. Front camera, normal. Back camera, normal. Driving video, I would imagine. Well, once you're driving, maybe you have the front video or something. I don't know, or I'm not sure. We'll find out when we have the cameras. Pretty camera, reversing track. Okay, that's the lines they're on. Reversing mute. Hold on. Oh, it already does mute. Yeah, no signal because the camera's not there. Why is it taking so long to turn the camera off? We'll find out when we have the cameras. Reversing baseline. What's that? Oh, cool. There you go. it's being very slow to turn back to, like, to turn the rear camera off, because maybe it's because the camera's not there and it's having some kind of conflict. Automatically enter the front camera after reversing. Oh no, that's why, it's because that's on. It turns to the, like, I put reverse in, I take reverse off, front camera comes on. And the next option on the list was the time for that. I think it was on 10 seconds. There it is, yeah. Delay to exit the front camera, that automatically enters 10 seconds. Okay, so you can take that off, or that's really cool. That's awesome, man. By the way, this one was about 180 euros or something like that. And it's ready for the car. I'll put a link down in the description from Amazon. Okay, that's video general. Buzzer, I think that's the beep. Hold on. Yeah, I've already been messing around a bit with it now. Radio area Europe, phone link, Carplay. That's what it is, Carplay. Navigation split screen. That's cool, yeah. Panorama display, headlight switch. I don't know what that's about. We just can't have to figure all this stuff out. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sound effects. What's that? Oh, that's all your volumes. Now your navigator, like when you're not using CarPlay, because when you're using CarPlay, it's automatically, in my case, maps, which is what's on my phone. But if you, like, for that you would have to have an internet connection anyway, I imagine. I think you can put a duplicated SIM card in it here or something, or you activate your Wi-Fi zone on your phone and you receive your Wi-Fi from your phone if you don't want to use CarPlay in that. And that way, and you'll be using maps, and I think you have YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Logically, you can't drive while watching videos, but for music and that, or you have YouTube Music or Amazon Music or Spotify, whatever. Okay, SWC. Now here's the pro. I've been messing around with it, but I haven't figured it out. That's to set your steering wheel buttons. Well, it's pretty much spot on the way it is. The only thing is, I've realized I've got the the voice, whatever you call it, voice command here. If I press that, okay Google, okay Google, okay, yeah, it doesn't actually really work unless you say okay Google, and it goes into back into your CarPlay. It's kind of weird that, because CarPlay is like it's an external app. So yeah, that's the thing. I think for it really to work properly, you would just hit it here. Ponme la canción Dear Editor del grupo Among Us. No, I've got no internet signal in here. Once we're all put together with cameras and that, we'll check it all out outside so we have proper internet and that. Okay, I'm just going to turn that off. Right, what's that? Really, I'm really looking for a copyright strike. So yeah, I mean, what else can I say? Until I don't mess around with it for a couple of days, I'll be driving the car still. I'll be driving it to make sure everything's okay with the AC and the heater core. Make sure there's no leaks or anything. Also have to get rid of that. I don't know what's happened. I've been very careful. I think I mentioned it before. It might be because that was unplugged the first time I put the battery on. I don't know. I've put diagnosis into it. Figure it out. I hope I haven't broken anything. I've been extremely careful. But I would have disconnected this, that one, this apparently, which could be the issue, and also just turn the passenger airbag on and off. So it could be one of those things. Unless maybe there's some impact sensor in here or in there on that side, and I may have damaged it or something. I don't think so. I've been looking it up. Apparently impact sensors are on the B pillar down the bottom and on the doors probably. So yeah, pretty much I'm not gonna get into any of these other cables because right now we don't need them. That's something to do with camera, I think, as well. RCA, I don't know. I suppose once we have the cameras, we'll find out. We don't need the microphone, apparently. I'm gonna have to keep trying it whilst I'm driving. Maybe call people and that, figure out, make sure it sounds good. The actual rear camera and its cables most likely won't need because I'll be using the other ones. And then, oh, these USBs. Okay, I know there's two. Right, they obviously there's not much to this. They plug into the back of the radio. There's I think there's two slots that are the same. With CarPlay, it works fine with Bluetooth, but what's the other one? Android Auto. I don't know. It's all the same shit to me. It's via cable, or if maybe you have somebody jump in with you and you want to use their phone, it's via cable. Now, thing is, I have tried off screen because I've been messing around with it for a bit. On the original center console, there's all the bits and bobs of this car. On here, we have the USB and auxiliary port tucked away there. I have tried plugging this into the car with that head unit in, and I plug the USB in, nothing happens, and obviously auxiliary, it doesn't even give me an option on there. So you pretty much lose those ports. So I might try and eliminate those ports and try and make it look factory with the two USB ports. I don't know, I'll figure that out because they become useless basically. Or I might just tuck the cables out the glove box or whatever, I'm not sure. Or maybe up along here into the console there or something. Yeah, mainly like for charging, and if maybe somebody wants to use the CarPlay or whatever, or Android Auto or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, basically that's the thing. And what else? Same thing here. This is like external screens, subwoofer. That would be for the external mic, I would imagine. So yeah, unless we need this for the front camera, which it says here, probably won't be using that. Oh, GPS antenna, I've got to locate that. So I might just stop right now where I'm at. I'll just bolt it in, see how well it bolts in, and put the frame on. Yeah, at the moment, until I get the cameras, because I'm going to keep driving this. Jesus! Nearly getting a heart attack. Oh, not liking that. You get it, to get it centered, it's pretty rough. Some of the other guys I've seen install them, they, oh shit. They complain that it doesn't see it well. Oh yeah, same thing here. Doesn't see it very well down here. It's not too bad. The color's slightly off. Slightly. It's a bit darker than the rest, I think. It's not too bad though. It's pretty cool. I mean, it looks factory. There's other models that I would have preferred, but this is what the owner preferred. This looks, to me, it looks a bit more aftermarket. But the owner, who's a friend of mine, he liked this. Because the other ones, like, there's bigger ones that come pretty much from this corner to this corner. Then there's ones like tablet ones, like they stick out, like on modern cars, which would make it seem more factory. And there's a model that's gigantic, like comes up to here, and it's got a big roll button here. But anyway, pretty cool. Like once the camera's in and that, it's big upgrade for the car, massive upgrade. So yeah, cool. Okay, so even though I don't know if it's going to be the same video, welcome to part 2 of the Android installation on this South Leon Android and 360 camera. This is the 360 camera part here at DGM Garage. So I've been fooling around with it the last couple of days between other jobs, because I've been out polishing cars and that, and it kind of did my mind a bit. It wasn't working to start with. I'll explain now why. Okay, so I've got one of the side cameras here installed. It's a bit chunky, and I'm not too convinced about it. It was really the only angle I could put her on. It comes with these little grommets to get the right angle. It was really pretty much the only place I could put it, because if I put it further that way, it would be in the way of the mirror. If you wanted to put the mirror down, because like it comes out the top inside, so it would definitely have been in the way. I've left this off at the moment because I might just leave it off for the detailing video to be able to polish it a bit better. And yeah, so yeah, this one's fully installed. Very tricky. Very tricky. I did know this about Souths of this generation roughly. To get the door panel off, you have to get a whole heap of bolts off. You have to take all this off, that speaker cover, and the actual bolts also hold the window mechanism. We'll see that on the other door. I haven't done the other side, so you guys can see it, in case there's anybody here doing it on a South Leon. So that's pretty tricky. I got away with not actually taking the window off the mechanism. And then this part here is tricky because all Volkswagen Souths and that. It's actually, there's a connector in here, and it's pretty tricky to get it through there. I had to drill a hole through it and that, the cleanest way possible, so it's not seen. And it comes up here, up into there. So I've still got to put all these kick panels on and all of that. Now, this one here is actually the rear camera. I just showed the whole number plate there, but anyway. That's actually the rear one. I'll explain why. I was just test fitting it here on the front to see what it's going to look like. Now, I had a big problem. Got the other one hanging over here. I had a big problem. I wasn't, the cameras weren't working. The machine itself isn't exactly user friendly. It's very Chinese. There's lots of video on how to activate your 360, but this just wasn't happening. It's got a whole heap of secret menus with different codes. You have to kind of guess the codes. And what happened, these fellas here, these are the camera cables. They're mixed up. I'll explain now why. Where's the one that's missing? The front? No, that's the front one. That's the rear one. And the other one's the one that's actually installed, which is the... they weren't working. I plugged them all in. I finally got the 360 up. Once they were plugged in, it automatically appeared in the system after going crazy looking for it and trying to activate it. But I had a blank screen. And after a couple of days fidgeting around between other jobs, I started unplugging camera by camera and realized the actual front camera, I got a faulty one. Problem is I got it from like secondhand, from not actually secondhand, but somebody that bought it brand new and didn't install it off like Marketplace or something like that. So I finally diagnosed that the actual camera is bad.
I'm not going to claim or anything. I'm just going to look for another camera, one camera. Because the moment I had unplugged that camera, all good, I got the rest on screen. And I've tried switching them around, and that confirmed it's not the actual line going to the front, and it's not, it's the camera. So yeah, I'm missing a camera right now, so we'll get an update on that ASAP as soon as I get to find a camera. Now, okay, straight up, you automatically get the 3D round view on startup. Yeah, you should go back to the main screen after a little bit. Should go. Well, it has been. Maybe it's because I shut it off like that. I shut it off being inside of the app. Okay. Now, wallpaper also. In theory, you should be able to change it from the menus and that, but no. I actually put a pen drive in, copied all the archives into the photos into where is it? On the file explorer, copied it from the USB just onto the image gallery, wherever it is. And then you go to the image gallery, which is over here. Go into it, and then, for example, which one is the one I actually have on this one? Click on it, and then you got the, press that, wallpaper. Same with the logo. Now, I don't know if it has to go into sleep mode or something, but it should start up with the actual Sout logo. If I restart it here, because I've done the same thing. There's another option in the image gallery. It says logo. You press that one and it puts it as a logo. In theory, that should also be done from the settings, but I'm not getting the option, so I'm just doing it from here. Anyway, that's what this is like. That looks like that. I've just restarted it. There you go. So I copied that from my computer on the pen drive onto here. I didn't get any default logos in that. It's not exactly the most user-friendly. I mean, it's not bad for the money, but I'm sure you can get better ones. The actual kit. The cameras themselves, I think are pretty good quality. We'll see that now. Apart from one being broken. It's like all these Chinese, there's no actual name or brand. There you go, it goes into the 360. Now, apart from it being missing a camera right now, which is the front one's, the back one's on the front, which is that one there. Apart from that, I have to calibrate it. I'm not quite sure how that is, but I think I have to buy some mats or something with like checkers on it to be able to calibrate it so it's spot on perfect once all the 4 cameras are installed. We'll get to that. And also, this is driving me nuts. I thought that was the problem when I was getting a blank screen. And you go here to, it's 3D round videos system is not activated. If anybody knows how to, if I don't sort that out before I put this video out, there is no aftermarket help for this. You go like to help thing. I scanned the QR code to, in theory, activate this. It's not an actual link or anything. It's just like a 15-digit number. I could type that in. Nothing. Does not work. Even if it's connected online, nothing. And then it says here, please keep the network open of the device and swap the QR code to activate the device with a Round View Assistant WeChat mini app. Now I've downloaded that WeChat mini app. It's all in Chinese. I searched for that Round View Assistant WeChat mini app. Nothing. There's absolutely no information. In the instruction book of the head unit, also there's no actual name for the head unit. I suppose actually I could try look through the application version on Google, try Google it and see if I can get any help. There's no freaking help for this to get the to be able to activate this. I have read people paying $40 to activate it, and I'm not going through that. Maybe search for another app for this. 360 round view. Okay, yeah, that shit driving me crazy. I've got to get rid of that. That's my front camera. You got the 360 view here. It's quite accurate. It's picking up the canvas of the doors and that. If I close my door, see? And then, like, if you put it, it's quite awesome actually. If you put it 3D, 3D. Say my door's open there. It looks all weird now because apart from this camera isn't on properly and I'm missing the rear camera and it needs to be calibrated. No, I close my door over here. It closes the door. I can move around to the other side. That's the other side. The other side is open, and you got just a heap of different modes. You got your 3D in the middle. That one's looking like that because the door's open. It's pointing towards the car. And that's the other one. Yeah, you can just mess around with this. Your front camera, rear camera, which is not activated. That's front in 3D. And front 2D, I'm not sure, I don't know. But then you can switch that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If you ever do this, you just mess around with it a bit. Now, the car itself, you have to pay to actually download car models. I'm gonna try to figure out maybe if I can install them like via USB free. All it lets you choose is sedan, SUV, and MPV. I'd like to download the actual car model. That would be nice. I'll leave it on SUV because it's the most similar thing. I'm not going to go through the options and that. It's pretty cool. You can mess around with a lot of stuff. There you got your calibration, DVR. So if you've got a USB plugged in, when you're out here on the main screen, well, it says here the USB. You can't see that. The USB is not available. But where is it? I think here. You press that. DVR card not detected. To record, basically. I don't know if it's while driving, if you can leave it recording overnight and that. I have no idea. We'll find out. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's a bit of a nightmare. It's not like the actual wiring is very straightforward. There's no need for absolutely any trigger wires, like on a conventional rear view camera. It's just plug and play. Because I have the Canbus plugged in. If I didn't have a Canbus, well, I'd have to. Each cable on the 360 camera does have trigger wires. But yeah, it automatically reverse works automatically plug and play. No splining it into a reverse light or anything like that. Oh, and by the way, before I continue, 22nd of October in Malaga, Spain. I'm sweating. It's hot. It's about 27, 28, 29, I don't know, 30 degrees Celsius. And it's supposed to be raining the last 2 weeks and it's not rained one drop. Alright, isn't it beautiful having YouTube to fucking look up things? I looked for hood release Leon Mk2 and I saw an Audi one and I thought that's got to be similar. It's the same car, isn't it? On the back side here, obviously you can't see it. It's got this clip. You just lever out on it and it's that. And it just comes right out. 2 hours later, okay, that's kick panel. Now, up here, I already took those, that was in there, but I took that out before taking the kick panel out. Now you got connector in here. Now this is pretty tricky. You're not going to be able to see it. Okay, hold on. See if you put your hands in there, and you're going to feel some little tabs on the side. If you push on them hard enough, it should pop out over this side, which it just did. If you get the ones on the one side, because you can't access the ones on the other side, and then you just fiddle around with this. And there it goes, okay? And you got that there. Okay. Now, let's move on to, oh no, let's pull this side off. This side is just, anyway, yeah, you pull that out of there. It's got a door panel. Okay, so first, let's just get rid of the camera. You got these bottom ones, T30, torque 30. They're all torque 30. Now on the other side, the last dimwit that pulled it apart, it cross-threaded them both. These both go, they hold, apart from the door panel, they thread onto and hold the window regulator, which is pretty stupid, but I don't know. There's probably a good reason for that. That's why they're very well-made cars. This one feels cross-threaded as well. You don't feel the actual bolt pushing in as well, because the window regulator is loose. Okay. Now, if you carefully lift the speaker cover without puncturing a hole in the speaker, you have up the top above the speaker another torque 30, a shorter one. This one does not hold onto the window regulator. It's just a normal one, a shorter one. That one. Now, I don't know if he's going to see me now. Let's go up here. You got to carefully, remove this trim. It really feels like it's going to snap in the middle. That trim. You got to remove this side panel. Because let me think. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I thought you had to. I took this off on the other side, but you don't have to really. We've got this one here, right about there. Let's see if you can guys see that. Okay. They should be similar, I think, on. I've done Saudi Ibithas of this age roughly, and lots of Volkswagens and that is similar. It's not a very, on the Ibiza it's much worse. You actually have to like, hold on, I'll show you in a second. And inferior, I think, in this one too. but for what we're doing, which is we need to get the mirror off, it's not completely necessary. I'm just going to leave that one in there. Let me explain to you. I haven't disconnected that, so just in case I use no. The deal with having to pull this trim off is you've got 2 bolts here and that bolt there. That bolt there holds onto a regulator as well, and I accidentally opened a rear window. Those 2 don't hold on to anything. Now, in theory, what you would have to do if you had to like do, I don't know, a whole window regulator or the window or a lock, you would have to bring it all the way up here. And see, there's 1 screw on the regulator holding the window, and then another one back here. You'd have to undo them, pull the window up, hold it up here, tape it up here, whatever. I didn't need to on the other side for what we're doing today. I just pulled it up, out of my way, full stop. The only thing is the actual regulators are dancing around. You got to be careful with the window. So yeah, that one there actually holds onto a regulator, but these 2 don't. I'll get those 2 loose. Yeah, but in other circumstances, I've had to do these door handles on an Ibiza, about 2010 Ibiza, because they break, they just snap right there. And to change that, you have to get the whole door panel off, and to do that, I did have to do that. I did have to loosen the window, undo the bolts from the regulator to be able to take the whole panel off. But in this case, if I just undo these last 2 T30s, I have to put the lights on. It's getting dark. I might close the door and put the lights on so you guys can see what I'm doing. 2. Now, let's give a little bit of a snack. There's no clips holding it in, but there's some claws that go down. So you got to lift it up and pull it out. Where am I hanging on to here? What's going on here? Okay. Oh. So, you see here, the whole regulator's loose. Now we don't need to go any further than that because we've got access up here. That's the harness to the mirror. And there's 1 13mm bolt. Now, I actually did the hole for the camera on the other side with the mirror on before even taking any of this apart. It might be better what I'm going to do now. Just trying to get this connector loose. There it goes. And now, hold on, I'm going to get my 13mm. Now, I'm recording. Yeah. Ideally, you need a long socket because it's got a big thread on it. 13mm. That's it, just one bolt for the whole mirror. Because it's got, I think, 2 or 3 guides to keep it in place. That's it. And voila. It's got these 3 to keep it in place. So, let's move on. So you're going to take the glass off carefully. 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 That's it. You could disconnect the heated mirror, but the cables are the same. You'd have to mark it, and I did try on the other one, and they're really tight, and I almost lifted off the circuit board, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. And you see in here, you're not going to see that, are you? You've got these little clips. You push, at least from one side, you push them down, like as so. As so. As so. Like that. That's it. That's it. That's that out. And I'll probably just leave them off. Make them easy to polish. Now, here's the deal, guys. Yeah, probably would have been best to show you guys this on the car. It's going to be difficult. I know the exact point where I need to drill it now. This is what I was saying. So that's where the mirror sits, and these mirrors actually have a big lip on the back of them. So if you want to put it like all the way down, they come quite far back here, and the camera will be in the way. Ideally, that would probably be the best place, less visible place. But it's gonna be an obstacle for moving the mirror. So what I did, even though it's very extremely fat there, I did around here roughly. I think I came out just beside that ridge there. And unfortunately, what it does do, it's pretty much the only sort of level area. Anywhere else, it's gonna be way off. Unfortunately, it does have the part number here. I'm not too concerned about that. It's not exactly the rarest car in Spain. Very common car, and it's easy to find parts for, and I don't think we'll need part numbers to get a mirror for it. Problem is, if the car has any problem, Spanish ITV are just pricks. Anytime they see that something that's not factory, they're gonna fuck you around for something. Now, I'm hoping it won't happen, but it's a few months before it's needing roadworthy, so we'll see. If they do say anything, well, I might just have to buy a couple of mirrors and work out another place for the cameras. Because I'm guessing if they do say anything and they do get down and see the camera, look underneath and see that I've cut out the part numbers, they might get stupid about that. This is Spain. Let's hope not. So, I think I showed you guys earlier on, but for reference, see, it's sort of, yeah, something like that. It's kind of the only area. Ideally, like I said, probably would have been there, right there. Perfect. Because you'd probably see it like from this angle, not so much from the front and from the side. Or smaller cameras that sit more flush. Because yeah, like the problem is
The actual camera itself has a big body. It comes all the way into here. So yeah, that's the problem. I just got the drill bit that came with the mirrors. I just took the section out of the other mirror, out of the drill bit. Look how fat that plastic is. Let's see. So what you have to do is put the cable through. Yeah, cable through. And your plastic roughly in position. You grommet. Ideally, you'd do this on the car to find the exact position, because you've got the angle to play with here. I'm guessing roughly around, if that's the car, that's on the car, I would say something like that. I'll go test fit it on the car now. But to get it in on there, handy little trick. A bit of lubricant, and that it goes in really tight. It should really stay in place. I mean, I don't think it'll fall out. It's a really tight fit. Jeez, this one's even tighter than the other side. Roughly something like that. Oh shit. See if I don't break another camera. Well, I didn't break the other one. Really tight fit. Nice and snug. I'm just going to test fit it on the car, make sure it's right. Okay, well that seems just about right. Even still, like if it isn't right, once the mirror's all put together and it's not quite lining up, you can just pry this out and relocate it. Now what I did on the other side, fortunately it's got a nice big hole in here, so we're good there. I put it down the bottom. I think I put it around the back so it doesn't, no. Where did I pull it out? Out this hole here. And then comes out the back down here. And it should be long enough to give you quite a bit of play inside the door. If I can get it through there. Oh, shit. It does have some insulation on it, so it's a bit tight, but it does go through. There it is. Come here, you bastard. Okay, what I did on the other side is also leave a bit of slack. I don't know if like when the mirrors fold, a bit of slack, and also if you need to pull it out to leave it about the same length as the other connector, and you're all good. And at this point, you can put this back in. In fact, that's not right. Make sure that's not in the way. That's it. Good amount of slack there, that's going to be behind the cover. So, great. And yeah, at this point you can put the mirror back on. So it's not rolling around and you're going to be breaking it. I'm not convinced about, slightly off there, there's a bit of a gap there because it changes the angle. I was concerned about that. I didn't get this one as well as the other side. Anyway, shit happens. Okay, so yeah, back on, reverse. You know how this works. Yeah, just put that back in, 13mm nut, and I've got the connectors there. I'll connect them now. And that's how it's looking. I think it looks pretty similar to the other side. Unfortunately, I was a bit wrong on this side. So you really have to duck down to see that.
Let's hope no water gets in there. Quick tip. Just thinking ahead of myself, apart from leaving this off, I did that on the other side too, before putting the mirror on. These mirrors are pricked to polish around, so what I did was cleaned it up and at least did the cutting compound before putting the mirror on it. So that's done. So let's proceed here. I suppose this fella can be connected now. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I got the left side camera through, and I just figured I may as well, I've just left a little bit out the top, I may as well with this fella, which is the rear camera extension, and this fella, the black one, is the front camera extension, although I don't have the front camera, but I do have the extension. So let's just make life a bit easier. I'm going to strap these two on, and I'm going to bring them both out this side, out the driver's side, left-hand driver's side. I've already found an interesting way, an easier way to get the front cable to the front. I'll show you in a bit. Now, if I pull on the... I've done this with the USBs as well. Anyway. Now, if I pull on the red one, let's see if we're lucky. Well, maybe it's too fat. That might be too fat to go through. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. There you go, come on. There it is. Cool. So I just feed this fella here, through here. Now we've got him over here. Just leave a bit of play so we can fasten it up there with stuff. And here comes the tricky part. So you take this plastic off, and now obviously this seats, if you see that seat's up against the metal. There's some blanks. Oh, there's no blanks on this side. On the other side there was a heap of blank holes, but they're way too small. You would have to cut the cable, and ideally you'd put the wiring into the connector, but directly on this one we don't have enough, because I think there's 3 wires inside the cable. Yeah, but I didn't do that anyway on our side. So what I did was this. I know it's not the right thing to do. Oh, it's tricky. Up there. Trying not to break it like I just did. And get the harness out like that. Now, ideally you try to feed this through here, as so, which is not exactly easy. Come on, get in there. Come on, baby. And I was worried about the front wire, but I think I found a pretty cool and easy solution. Only because I have the 8-pillar trim off, I realized something very handy, which we will now see in a little bit. There it is. See that? Okay, so that's through there, which would go through here. Okay. Now, tricky part. Well, first I should really, on this side, ideally, leave a bit of play, and then you just zip tie it. Once it's connected, we zip tie it to the other harness, and leave a bit of extra length there. This whole thing is a bit of a, could be a problem if the car goes to a body shop and they want to take the doors off, because obviously they can disconnect the connector, but then the camera wire is going to be going all the way through to the door, and if they don't notice, they're just going to rip it out. But anyway, hopefully that doesn't happen. Now the trick is here, I've got way too much here to start with. Don't need all of that. You put it through the little hole we drilled. We can now put this plastic back in so it doesn't move from there. And voila, like that. Now what did I do on the other side? Problem is, as we're going in, it's a very tight fit, and I sort of damaged the cable on the other side. Jesus, it's going to be a long video. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, so what you got to do is, what I did on the other side is kind of drilled a little bit, just rubbing the drill bit along the side of the hole. To make a tiny little bit of a gap so I can just sit the cable in there before pushing the connector in, so as to not damage the cable. Okay, I'll get that done and then we'll continue from there. Alright guys, so I've proceeded a bit without you. I've got the driver's side, the front extension lead for the front camera, and the rear camera, all three, all tucked away up in there. Kick panel back on. That's all put together. That's all taped in. The connector's down there connected. And we've got the reverse the cable for reverse camera coming back here. And this one's for the front camera. For the front camera, I've got a plan. That'll be tomorrow because it's getting late. It's 9 o'clock at night. I figured the easiest way, now I've got this off, because any sort of hole like for harnesses under the dash, it's not so bad under the dash, but it's horrible under the bonnet. It's got it's really hard to access to get to. So I might try tomorrow. It's got 3 8mm bolts holding the glass in, so I should be able to get it out. Take the glass out, sorry. Tuck the cable down inside along underneath the rubber. Tuck it down underneath this grommet here. There's plastic, and then it should come out somewhere along here by the fuse box. Tuck it away nice and neatly under here and down into the front bumper. And that's my wife. Probably asking, where are you? It's 9 o'clock at night. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly put this panel on. I don't think you need to see how that works. And I'll proceed tomorrow with the reverse camera most likely. And I'll probably start recording the other video, the detailing video, whilst I wait on the front camera. Alright guys, see you tomorrow. Okay, so it's been a few days. I've got cameras. I've got the camera that I was missing. Did exactly what I told you guys. I bought another kit, and I have seen that in AliExpress they do sell the camera distance zone, so I'll get one, but to complete that kit, and I'll use it on another car. In the meantime, so I'll update what I've done. Why did I put the camera that close? So yeah, here we go. I'm not going to show you much of the car, because if you want to see the detailing results, you can go watch it. I'll put a link somewhere up there. You can go watch the detailing video. Rear camera installed. I think, where did I leave you guys? I think I was putting that on the bumper. I've got the cables in through here, through the rubber grommet, through one of the rubber grommets there. Still got to put this back together. And okay, front camera. I'm doing close up so you don't see much of the car. There it is. There's not really much places that I could put it that could have a decent angle and be out of danger. Like, one of the original ideas was the grille, which is I still have to put on up here, but the angle is horrible. I mean, it would have been safer there from people bumping into it when parking that, but the angle was bad. What I'll do if where I put it here, if it breaks, because people just keep bumping into it, and he tells me, well, we'll get another one, and I might have to try up there and try adjusting it on the software itself, on the calibration, like up somewhere up there, or just below the SOUT badge here, or whatever. So basically what I've got left is, this is the front camera, is get it through to the engine bay, which I think I'll just quickly do now with you guys. And yeah, I haven't been recording much because well, I've been doing the detailing and I've been waiting on the camera, and yeah, it's all mixed up. And this iPhone's a nightmare for storage, and don't get me started on that. So pretty much what I'm left is with that. And I could do with the key, what I'm going to show you. That's still off to get the cable through there. And here we are. I'm going to close the door. Yeah, that's... Now, obviously, it needs calibration. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Also, I've still got this issue. I cannot figure it out. And they're picking the car up today at 7. It's about midday, and I still have to finish detailing. I might, if I have time, I might try calibrate it, and if not, I'll have them bring it back to me another time. We'll see how we go. So basically, yeah, what we're missing here is, oh shit, why have we got a fucking blown bulb now? That wasn't there before. Yeah, get that cable through to the front, and this is pretty much ready to go. I don't know, oh yeah, put the center console back on. We've got the 2 USBs down here, and pretty much all this is bolt this in, put the frame in, and if possible calibration, and if not, well, on another video. I don't have the actual, you have to buy these mats or sheets, whatever, that you lay in front of the car and behind the car, and in some cases on the side of the car. But I've got a plan if we do get time to do it today. That really bugs me. Gotta figure that out. I don't think I'll be able to figure that out before he picks up the car. So yeah, yeah. If we do get time to calibrate it, I've got a plan for that. If not, well, I'll wrap it up in a bit and we'll see. Okay, so let's go. I'm trying to figure out this bulb, see what's wrong first. Okay. So I think if I take these three, 1, 2, 3, 8mm, they look like 8mm nuts off, the window comes out. And we're going to sneak the cable through underneath, inside the rubber down below. I think that should be alright. We'll see. I have to find out. Any other way down there's crazy. Apart from them like being like the access is being miles way up there, which would have been really handy when the dashboard was out. Apart from that, when you're in the engine bay, it's absolutely horrible access to all that stuff as well. Like you got all the turbo, the exhaust manifold, all the tubes and that are all really up close, and the EGR close to the firewall. There's no space to move around. So yeah, I'm gonna try this way, and otherwise we're gonna have to work on a plan B. Okay, we got it through here. I didn't think I needed to record that. I will just say, if you ever do this type of out there, this window is very handy. Just popped it through there. You see the cable? And by the way, you only have to take this one off and just loosen the other two, because the other two have got open ends up top. So you take that one off, loosen them two, pull out on the top end and pull out. It might be a bit sticky, but it came out perfect. And then the seal is a tiny little seal. It's a big spongy one, so I'm not worried about the cable being damaged, and I think it should seal up very well. It's really big and spongy, so I think it should like wrap around the cable properly and good. And anyway, so I put it down on the bottom end, so gravity should do its thing, and there's no need for water to be up here. So I don't think we'll get any leaks from that. So I've got it up here, out through here, and now I'm going to tuck it in under all this. I think I can get it over to this side, out through that grommet, and then just bring it down here, and up over the radiator into the grill. Let's go. Okay, so it's all in there, tucked away, grill's back on. I don't think I need to go into detail if you know roughly what you're doing. I mean, in the end, I pull the cable. It's under a cover, just above the headlight here. And then it goes down here. You can see it inside the grill, and I've just tied it there. Okay. That's all back on. I gotta clean it up. That's all ready to go, and yeah, I mean, pretty much all my Canbus stuff working. My biggest problem right now is calibration. See if I can do it before they come, and if they do, I'll record it, and if not, I'll do it on another video. So depends on what happens. I'll say see you later on. Yeah, so reverse there. Obviously that's uncalibrated, so it doesn't look too great. I mean, it's not horrible, but if I can calibrate it, it'll be a lot better. Yeah, if you go like, sorry, I'm in reverse now. It's got picking up the steering wheel angle sensor. If I do moving about now, and I've got it set up also that when I put back into first, I think it holds on for 30 seconds onto the front camera, and then I think it should go to the main menu. Yeah, so apart from calibration right now, oh yeah, there it goes. That the activation thing, I don't know how to solve that. Might have to be done further on. Jesus, air is ice cold. Wow, I got it recharged yesterday. So yeah, that's just about it. Why have I just fixed that? What's going on now? Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, well, it'll depend right now. This little corner here I've seen on every aftermarket radio on YouTube for South Lowndes. That little corner always sticks out. Anyway, yeah, it's all working great. It's picking up everything on the Canbus. The AC. That's it. Now the only I would have liked, I'll figure it out for a future car. I would have liked that if you've got an object close by in front of you or on the sides, it would automatically detect it somehow, and I don't know, I've got to figure that out. I imagine most cases it would have to be with parking sensors, have it linked to parking sensors, to the trigger wire on each camera. But anyway, and also in theory I haven't quite figured out, there's some settings like that when you turn the indicator on above certain speeds or below certain speeds, but I've tried, but I can't get that to work. And also like with the steering wheel angle sensor below certain speeds, but I haven't figured that out. So yeah, I might see you in a bit with calibration, or if not, I'll see you in a bit to say goodbye. See ya. Alright guys, so finally I didn't get to calibrate the camera setup, but in a future video, or on that car, or I'll most likely be putting cameras on another car. I don't know which one, but I've got a set there. We'll look into the calibration part of that. So yeah, they've just taken the car. They're very happy with the Android and with the cameras, and especially with the detailing. The car just totally changed. Don't forget to go and check out my other channel, DJ Mk2 Spain. I'll put a link somewhere up there. And yeah, see you soon. Hopefully soon getting back to work on the old custom. Alright guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Activate the little bell to know when I put up a video. And see you next time. Good night.